Hello, my name is Nathaniel Corneal, and welcome to my TED Talk. Today we're going to talk about the environmental issues currently being perpetuated by the construction of Trump's border wall and subsequent erection. As somebody that was born and raised in Phoenix, Arizona, I grew up with this great appreciation for the dry ecosystem and the wildlife that has been able to thrive within it. However, where somebody like myself may see a beautiful ecosystem thriving with life, another may see an unsecure border. However, I'm here to tell you that this is not the solution. This will perpetuate the current environmental issues existing along the borderways and the wildlife that subsists on that environment. And thanks to the Center for Biological Diversity, with many different headquarters and locations along the U.S. border, they are responsible for coming up with the data that will help save these wild species and these endangered wildlife being impacted by the construction of Trump's border wall. They have recognized that 93 threatened, endangered, and candidate species would be heavily impacted by the construction of Trump's border wall, as well as the destruction of critical habitat for over 25 species. One of those species being Mexican gray wolf. There are currently 5 subspecies of gray wolf in North America, and the most endangered of them is the Mexican gray wolf. There are currently only 113 existing Mexican gray wolves in the United States, and with the construction of Trump's border wall, it would lead to genetic disaster for the species, as there would be no reproductive contact with the species from the United States side and the Mexico side, which will prevent them from being able to have that genetic variation that can take care of diseases or adaptations that may be necessary to their environment. Another species would be the ocelot, which is an adorable species. Look at that. Kind of looks like a mix between a jaguar and a house cat. And currently there are only 50 to 100 ocelots residing in the Santa Ana Wildlife Refuge in southern Texas. And unfortunately, with the construction of the border wall, it would cause the same problem that is currently facing the gray wolves, which is the prevention of genetic variation by means of the bottleneck effect, which would essentially be them incapable of being in reproductive contact with the population on the Mexican side. And unfortunately, they have not reached recovered levels. They are still highly endangered, to according to the Center for Biological Diversity. So they could definitely use a free range area where there is not that intrusion of a border. Another species is the jaguar. Now, many of you may think the jaguar is only a species that survives inside the humid rainforests of South America. And although they do exist down there, they are also abundant in Mexico, and they actually thrive in that environment. Currently, there has been only 7 male jaguars present in the United States that have been documented over the past 2 decades. However, there has been recognition of female jaguars that have been going up and down up and down the border on the Mexican side, which tells scientists that they do have the capacity to reproduce inside the United States and possibly create a thriving population if it occurs more and more over time. However, a border wall would prevent that migration into the United States territory, where we could be seeing an incredible recovery of the species in the United States. But you can make a difference in all of this. If you'd like to make a difference, you can fund the Center for Biological Diversity by going to this donation link, or you can set up a Facebook fundraiser by going to this link down below, where you can learn how to set up a fundraiser on your Facebook account that can help them make a difference in the wildlife that we cherish and love so deeply in that beautiful ecosystem. So I'd like to thank you all for taking the time and listening to me today. If you like to make that donation, please follow those links below. And thank you so much.